Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap playoff hockey for the Ferris State Bulldogs. We'll check in with Bulldog Volleyball, and we'll also look back at the Ferris State women's basketball season. We'll start first, though, with Bulldog Hockey, and joined by head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show, and welcome back to the state of Michigan.
Yeah, good to be here, Rob. Thank you.
I know, obviously, not the results you wanted this past weekend, but got to be really pleased with the way your team stepped up, competed against one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, I am. It was a great weekend of hockey, and obviously the results weren't what we wanted, but boy, we played well both nights. The Friday night game, it was 0-0 with about 11 minutes to go in the contest. We ended up losing 3-0 there, Rob. But we didn't handle it well. We talked to the guy right up to that point. I thought we'd, even the first goal we were fine. It was a penalty kill. It's just our response after that, So we talked about it the next night. We fall behind 1-0 early, even though we were playing great. But the response was much better. We were down 2. We get it to 2-1. They score an empty net goal. But I looked throughout the weekend, I think scoring chances were pretty equal. I had a chance now to talk with a number of guys after the game. We picked up quite a bit of confidence from that, though. I think moving forward into next season, the guys know. I mean, they're, I think, number 3 in the country going in, and we really toe-to-toe with them for 2 nights and played very well. As
we get ready to go to some of the highlights, I saw an article out there here, and obviously the WCHA coming to a conclusion here at the end of the season, but Ferris State, Minnesota State is one of those rivalries that's really developed here in the league.
It has, and we've had a lot of tight games in playoffs. We've played them. We've faced them a number of times over the years in the playoffs, in the conference finals, so we certainly. I think our guys. I was proud of them. I was proud of them on the weekend. You'll see here in the first period, we're getting as many scoring chances, if not more, than them in game number 1. And like I say, really happy with the performance of the team.
Here, scoreless first period, was scoreless in the second as well, and goals tough to come by here in playoff hockey.
Well, they are, and both goaltenders played really well. Logan Stein had a strong performance for us, and McKay for them had a strong performance for them. I mean, he was full marks for the shutout of us.
Talk about the composure maybe here on the weekend of both teams. Not a whole lot of penalties called in either game.
No, there wasn't, and there was a laundry list of things we wanted to accomplish going in. One of them was we didn't want to be in the box much. Well, we were whistled for 4 penalties all weekend. Now, we only had 2 power plays to their 4, but this was a very physical series, but it was both teams were very disciplined. Pretty much after every whistle, no horseplay, and the guys lined right up, and we just kept going. So really, you can see here we're at the end of the second, and it's a tight game.
Obviously, for some of your guys, first playoff experience they've had here at the college level.
Yeah, and we got 10 freshmen, and they acquitted themselves very well in this series. You're going to see, I think, coming up here pretty closely. They're on the power play now. Transit makes a great play here to keep this puck out of the net. But a little bit later in the power play, they get the first goal. Great shot by Naprovic. This is where you can see 11 minutes to go in the game. Within a minute, they score the second. That was not a great goal. That was one that went through a lot of traffic and just trickled in. Probably one Logan would like to have back.
Obviously, here the final goal to make it 3-0 in night number 1, despite a great performance by your team for the first 2 periods and into the third. A tough setback there in that opening game.
It was, and I was really concerned going into to the second night. And I had mentioned the different boxes we wanted to check. One of them was we wanted our special teams to beat their special teams on the weekend. They were 1 for 4 in the power play. We were 1 for 2. So mission accomplished in that regard. And I was very curious as to how we would come out the second game. Hey, did we play as good as we could the first night, and now figure, start feeling sorry for ourselves, and that wasn't the case. You can see right here at the beginning of the game, we get a number of really good scoring chances. They connect here. We had told the guys we wanted to come out strong after they score a goal. We did that, and consequently at the end of 2, it was 1-0.
Obviously a one-goal game going into the third, and then we'll see them get the goal here early in the third period coming up shortly. But again, your team had an answer and was able to battle back in that third period.
We were, and you can see right here, Liam McDougall's moving the puck around. We've got a great opportunity here to tie the game before the end of the second. But our seniors played really well. I thought Cole Norris, McDougall, there's the first goal, or second goal. It was kind of a lucky break. It hit the pipe, came back, hit our goalie, and went in. We're going to score here coming up. Marshall Moyce. We had, as I said, a great performance from our seniors. He wins the battle here in front of the net, and he'll put this right up to the top shelf. Good goal. But, you know, Leanne McDougall, Marshall Moyce, Cole Norris, outstanding weekend of hockey for us.
Obviously, the goaltending strong for Minnesota State, but strong for you guys as well, both games here of the weekend.
Yep, there's the empty netter to make it 3-1. No, I have no complaints on our goaltending whatsoever. I thought Logan Stein played really well, and so did Roney. So, no, as a team from the net out, we played well both nights. We ran into a very good hockey club. But, you know, realistically, it was two evenly played games.
Obviously, I know as you look back here over the course of the season, not the results you wanted, but certainly got to be pleased that you were able to get this number of games in that we talked about here and had an opportunity here in the postseason.
Yeah, when you think about it, you know, it's hard to remember back to October, November. We were just hoping to get some games in. I thought if we could get 10, 15 games in this year, that'd be great. I think we ended up somewhere at 26 games on the season. It seemed... By the end, it seemed like we almost got a full year in, and that's great. And I do think you referenced this earlier, but the playoff experience we got this past weekend, we played Minnesota State 6 times, and in my mind, this is just going to be a wraparound season. Like we're going to start our season next Monday. We'll get back in the weight room, but to me, it's just a pause from this year into next season, and I think we're all really looking forward to next year.
How will the offseason, hopefully, if things go like they've been going, how much will that help in terms of getting the preparation for next year that you didn't have last summer?
Well, it's going to be huge. We were able to do earlier today, so, you know, today's Monday, we did fat testing, you know, on the team. You can see we're higher than we have been the past few years, and we knew that. We just were not able to get the work we needed in this past summer. We just couldn't get it in because of COVID. And then when the guys showed up in the fall, again, because of COVID, we were shut down 6 of the first 9 weeks. And, you know, we were playing catch up from there. And it was just the sheer fact that we had 20 freshmen and sophomores that we weren't really in Division I condition. And we knew it, and we did the best we could. The guys did the best they could, but no excuses. We hope we get a good summer. You know, we've had enough pandemic. And hopefully we can get a good summer conditioning and be up to speed next year.
Finally here, obviously, you turn the page now not only to next season, but to a new league in the CCHA, and some great memories as you look back at the WCHA.
Yeah, you know, it's, I think I mentioned last weekend, a little bittersweet. Obviously, we're sorry to see the WCHA and our time there come to an end. We're excited, though, about the CCHA. We've got 8 teams in the conference, 7 which were in the WCHA with us. So our rivalries with Michigan, our Minnesota State, Northern Michigan, Lake State, all our in-state rivals stay the same, and we stay with Bemidji and Minnesota State. So we're looking forward to it. It should be, and we're going to welcome St. Thomas to the conference as well. But we really look forward to the competition in that league.
Coach, thanks for being with us here all season long, and looking forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.